Hi,
Hello.
good to be with you again for our daily reflection from the YouVersion app, verse of the day. And I think it's from Proverbs today, Jenny.
Yeah, Proverbs 18 verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and are safe."
Okay, well, we've had a few lately about shelters and fortified towers and protection and stuff like that. It's a big theme, isn't it? Particularly in the Old Testament, and particularly in a place where there was probably a lot of warring factions and things like that. The idea of God being like a place you could run to. We don't sort of think of it in quite the same way these days.
We're now safe little territory in the bottom of Australia, in Tasmania.
Yep.
I'm sure there are a lot of people around the world who hold on to things like this and say, I'm not safe and I do need to have somewhere that I can go and run.
Or people who are in domestic violence situations, or for whatever reasons fear what's going on. So there are people who think of it in a very physical way, but for some people too it'll be psychological in the sense that, you know, maybe they've had to be in isolation. We certainly know people who are much more extrovert type people who are struggling in this moment because either they're having to study online or they're not able to connect with their friends in the same way, and for them they need somewhere to run to find strength and security amidst a difficult situation. So it's not just a physical thing, is it? It can be something more profound than that for some people. And you know, God has a promise that he understands what life is about. He understands the difficulties sometimes of the world that we live in, and that God is there wanting to protect us in that life. It's not that God takes us out of it, but that God's there for us in and amid it. And here's another verse reminding us of the same thing.
And it says the name of the Lord is a fortified tower. So I suspect that means there was a Hebrew word that meant fortified tower. That. And there's lots of names for God like that, isn't there? Unexpected ones, a whole lot of names that describe this God who cannot be described, and give a whole lot of facets to his nature and his ability to love and to care for people well beyond what we're aware of ourselves. There's so much more to know about God.
And that's right. And you know, it's interesting in this set of daily reflections from the YouVersion app that it returns a lot to this, because people like ourselves in our normal everyday living, there are times during the day when you wake up in the morning or at the end of the day or whatever, life does feel a bit overwhelming. Life is a bit troubling, or whatever it may be for you individually. And the fact that God has promised that he will be a safe place that we can go to is important. Well, it's important for me. I know it is for you too. And important for a lot of people to be reminded of that often. And you know, it takes work sometimes, doesn't it? To run to the fortress. The name of the Lord is like the righteous run to it and are safe, like making a decision to say, God is for me, God is watching over me, and despite what I feel at this moment, with God I am safe. Even death cannot destroy what God has for me, and so there I choose to trust, choose to run to God. It's really the encouragement from this verse.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it comes up in the Psalms, doesn't it, about God being a hiding place and a place where you can find security and a place of rest and enabling you to recover so you can get back into the everyday things of life.
It's not a withdrawal from the world.
No.
God, Jesus prayed, doesn't he? God, I don't take them out of the world, later in the Gospel of John, but I pray for them in the world, that you'll protect them and keep them safe in the world. So this is not a withdrawal from the world, but a withdrawal to a safe place, as you like, to recuperate, to get your strength back, to know that God is with you so you can get on with the life that God's called you to live.
Yeah, so when you wake up panicking in the morning, Stephen, do you want me to remind you about this?
Please.
He wakes up panicking in the morning.
Some mornings, not every morning.
And so it's hard to get your head around that sometimes.
Well, in that moment, with that feeling, it's so overwhelming, it takes a bit of work. So, yeah.
You can choose.
I
and I will remind you.
And I do.
You do well. Catch you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you later. I trust that's been helpful for you today. Blessings on the day ahead of you. Bye.
Bye.